What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've made my way down to Benson, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, and we're going to take a look at this 2019 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. Huge shout out to them for providing me with this SUV today. Definitely check out their website, that will be down in the description below. But let's get into it. This is the trail rated 4x4, finished off in red, and has an MSRP just over $42,000. Under the hood, this has a 3.2 liter V6 engine, and this is only paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission. This engine produces 271 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 239 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. It is all-wheel drive, weighs around 3,900 pounds, 0 to 60 is around 7 seconds, and with a fuel capacity of 15.8 gallons, you can expect to see 19 miles per gallon in the city and 27 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 106.6 inches. It has an overall length of 182 inches. The width is 73.2, it has a height of 66.2 inches, ground clearance is at 8.7, and since this is the trail rated version, it has an approach angle of 16 degrees, a departure angle of 25 degrees, the breakover angle is 17, and it can ford through 19 inches of water. Starting up front, this comes with LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. Fog lights are just underneath that. This has the traditional Jeep style grille with the 7 vertical slots and nice cutouts to provide cooling to the engine. Down below there are 2 red tow hooks along with another mesh grille right in the center. Up underneath this has skid plates for added protection, and then as we make our way up to the hood, it features a nice black stripe running down the middle along with the Jeep logo just above the grille and nice clean lines running throughout it. Moving to the side, this has a set of 17 by 7.5 inch black alloy wheels wrapped in Firestone Destination all-terrain tires. Disc brakes are in all 4 corners. As we make our way up to the side mirrors, they are finished off in silver and also have the integrated turn signal along with blind spot monitoring. Just in front of that is the trail rated 4x4 badge. The fender flares and the lower side skirt trim is all finished off in black. And as we make our way up to the roof, it features a dual pane panoramic sunroof. And finishing off in the rear with the body colored spoiler and integrated third brake light. The wiper blade is in the lower section of the glass to help improve with visibility. This has LED taillights, a backup camera with 4 parking sensors, a power liftgate. Off to the left side is 1 red tow hook. That is going to finish it up for the exterior walkaround on the 2019 Cherokee Trailhawk. This is a really good looking SUV with all the black accents and even having the red tow hooks. I like the proportions of the vehicle in general. It has some nice subtle features on the outside, but now it's time to check out the interior. And with the key, as long as the vehicle is locked, I can double tap on this button here and it will automatically start up. And then just as easily, we can double tap that to shut it off. With the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, I'll just place my hand on the door handle. You'll hear it automatically unlock. You just push on this black button here to lock it, but now we can go ahead and check out the inside. Starting off with the door panel, this has black leather on the armrest along with red stitching. You have automatic front windows with your window lockout, your lock and unlock behind that, along with the side mirror adjustments. The release handle is just above that with some memory seat adjustments as well. This has a 9-speaker audio sound system with 2 cup holders in the backside, so you have plenty of storage space in the door panel. A little bit of storage space on the grab handle itself. As we make our way to the inside, you'll see Trailhawk on the backside of the leather seats. They have really nice bolstering and red stitching running down the sides. They have an 8-way power adjustability with 4-way power lumbar support as well. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel with black stitching running along the inside. On the right side, we have all of the cruise control buttons. To the left is your voice recognition along with Bluetooth, and all of these buttons here will control the center screen. Looking at the gauge cluster now, you can see the tach over to the left side, the speedometer is on the right, and then the digital screen in the middle, you have your engine temperature and fuel gauge on the bottom, and then using those buttons on the steering wheel, we can look at a ton of information. Right now you can see your miles per hour, we can scroll down to vehicle information, you can look at your TPMS, along with other vital information like your coolant temperature. We can scroll down to your fuel economy so you can see all of your different averages. You have your trip information, so your trip A and trip B. We can scroll down to the engine start stop feature, which you can turn on and off. This has all of your audio, your messages that are paired to your phone, and then you have a screen setup. And this will change things on the screen that you'd like to see. So if we just go into it and we go to the upper left, We can see the range until empty, or we can change it to your average. You have your trip A, trip B. You can easily put that on the upper left. Off to the left side of the steering wheel, we'll start with this little cubby storage pocket for anything that can fit there. You have the power tailgate release button along with some dimmer switches, all of your controls for the headlights and fog lights. There's one air vent. You have a speaker down at the bottom side of the A-pillar, nice red stitching running throughout the entire dash. There's also a hidden compartment. If we just pull on that latch there, you have a little bit of room for anything there. And then right in the center is the 8.4-inch display screen. On the bottom here is all of the presets, so you can drag and drop information that you'd like to use the most and have it down on the bottom. Right now we have radio off to the far left, so you can pull up all of that. You have your media, so when your phone is connected, you can get into that. In the climate controls, we can go ahead and turn that on. You'll see you have where you'd like the air to go just by pushing on different icons. This does have dual zone climate, so you have passenger and driver, and then you can sync them together. Fan speed is down below, so you just push on the number you'd like, or the fan itself to go higher or lower. You have some more buttons to the top of it. And then right in the middle here, you have the heated steering wheel and heated and ventilated seat controls, so you can easily go into those for driver and passenger. We can go over to the apps button and you have a lot more information here, like your active services, notification, other climate controls, and things like that. If there's something that you'd like to use a lot, like the heated steering wheel, you can just drag and drop it down below and you have easy access to it. We can pull up the navigation so that way you can see it full screen. It does have pinch to zoom, which is a nice feature to see. And then off to the far right is your phone when that is paired. We can also take a look at the backup camera just by pushing on that. You have the guidelines along with the line in the center, and they do move with the steering wheel, which is helpful to see. Moving below that screen, we have the Park Sense button, which you can turn on and off. And then down in the center, we have the screen off button, so you can shut that off if you'd like to. We have the engine start stop feature along with traction control, a mute button for the audio. You have your power and volume on the left side along with tuning on the far right. And then there are physical AC buttons, which is nice to see. With the screen off, however, you still can see everything adjust. So you have the fan speed, you have the temperature as you just saw. So that is a nice touch that all of those still work if you have that screen off. A couple more buttons to the left and right of that. And then as we make our way down below, this is the four-wheel drive version again. You get all of the off-road settings. So you have auto, snow, sport, sand, mud, and rock, along with being able to put it into 4-low. You have a locker diff and some downhill assist controls. And just by turning the dial surrounding these 4 buttons, we can go through the different driving modes, which is very easy to do. You do have to be in 4-low, however, in order to go into rock. Over on the right side, you have an auxiliary and a USB port, along with a 12-volt. And then taking a look at the leather wrap shifter, we can go ahead and put it into reverse. That will pull up your backup camera even with the screen off. And then you have the electronic parking brake just behind that. Just behind that, there's 2 cup holders along with a small storage shelf for a phone or something like that. The armrest is covered in more leather and red stitching, and there are 2 compartments. So just by pulling on the first one, you have a little bit of storage space, and then grabbing the second one, you have a ton more room along with a USB, a 12-volt, some coin holder slots in the front there. Nice little cutout here for any electronics that you have charging. They can come out on both sides, and that way you can still have this closed. Moving over to the glove box, you have a good amount of room. We'll take one last look at the black leather seats here. And then this does have the full panoramic sunroof. I have the sunshade open halfway right now. You have an automatic button in order to do that. And it will automatically do the glass as well. And then right with those controls, we have the sunglass holder in the back, along with the dome lights. Moving on to the back seats now. The door panel's finished off just like up front. You get the black with red stitching and 2 cup holder spots. So you have a good amount of room in the door, along with the release handle and a speaker. This is a 5-seater SUV. Behind both front seats, you have a nice pouch for anything that needs to go there. There's 2 air vents in the center, along with 2 USBs on the left side and a household 3-prong outlet on the right side. And then moving on to legroom, I have the front seat set at my height 5'10". You can see my shoes are easily able to go under the seat, and I have about 3 inches in front of my knees, and then about 1 inch or 2 above my head. So it's not really tight in the back seats, especially when you have the sunshade fully open. There's a lot of light in the back. I could easily have 2 other people next to me. But moving on to the center pullout here, we have 2 cup holders and a nice armrest as well. And then we'll take a look out of the back glass. You can see the visibility. The back seats also have a 60-40 split to them as well. So just by pulling on this latch to the right of the headrest, you can see these 2 will come down. You have the passenger seat that is separate, and that gives you plenty of room to anything you have in the back. There's also this removable cover, so if you have any larger items, you easily have plenty of room in the back. And now it's time to take a look at the rear storage space, and just to the right side of the Jeep logo is the electronic button. So just by pushing on that, the liftgate will automatically open up. There's about 26 cubic feet of storage space with the back seats up, and then with them folded down, it goes to about 50 cubic feet of storage space. Off to the left side, you have a little indention here for any storage space you need. There's a 12 volt along with a tie down hook on each side. Same storage space on the right side, along with the subwoofer. It has Jeep written out on it. Up underneath the floor mat, we have the full-size spare, along with storage space to the right side and the left side for anything that you want to place under there. You have the removable cover again, so this just slides and locks into place just like that for anything that you'd like to hide and keep out of the way. And then to go ahead and close up the liftgate, we'll just push on this button here. It will automatically close up. All right, so getting the Cherokee Trailhawk kind of out on the road. I'm still in the parking lot here, so doing a little bit of off-roading. This is the first time that I've ever been in the Cherokee. I've driven the Grand Cherokee before, so this is a little bit smaller than that, but this has a lot of off-road technology. There's also a crawl control feature along with the downhill assist control. It's basically going to monitor the vehicle at a certain speed. So when you're in different settings like snow or sand, mud, rock, it's just gonna be able to work a lot more for you, and you're really not gonna have to do the gas or the brake. So that is a neat feature to see if you take this off-road. But aside from the off-road technology, it has a lot of standard on-road technology features like blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist. You have a park sense, which you can turn on and off, along with distance pacing as well. So you have plenty of standard safety features both on-road and off-road, which is really nice to see. But let's go ahead and move on to the visibility driving the Cherokee. I like how the windshield is not very raked, but it's very tall too, so I don't have to worry about kind of being higher than the top of the window. So it's very open for forward-facing visibility. And then a glance over your left and right shoulder. I like the glass that is in the back storage area there, so you don't have a blind spot to either side, which is really nice. The C-pillars back there are not too bulky, and then you have the large window in the back. So virtually you have a 360 view while driving, which is obviously really good. Moving on to the comfort, now that I've put a couple miles on the car already, even with the all-terrain tires, I don't hear any of the tire noise. There's no wind noise. It's a very comfortable ride. There's no bumps or anything that you feel from the tires, even though they are a little more aggressive than you get on a normal Cherokee. It's been a comfortable ride. You're not sacrificing anything for the off-road performance and capabilities that this car has to offer. Taking a turn at just normal speeds, it handles it well. It feels like it's pretty solid and planted for an SUV. But back to the comfort with the seat, I really like the leather on the seats. They have a really nice feel to them, and they're very comfortable. You can easily drive this every single day, as this would be a daily driver. Steering wheel is in a good position. You can easily get into a comfortable position, both with the steering wheel and with the seat. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of gas now that it's warmed up. And we are up to the speed limit just like that, not even half throttle, and we are up. So you don't have to worry about it being underpowered by any means. Moving on to all the interior materials and just the layout of everything. I've said this in previous Jeep videos, as the layouts are virtually identical, but I really like the center screen. It has a ton of information that you can go through. You have your physical AC buttons, which I know I sound repetitive if you see my other videos, but I really like having the physical AC buttons. And as I showed you earlier, the screen can be off and you can use those at the same time, which is really nice. Other than that, everything is a really nice layout. There's not too many buttons. It's easily configured. It's well laid out, easy to read everything. And then same goes for the steering wheel. You have all the controls that you need for the center screen. And one thing that I haven't talked about yet is the buttons on the back side of the steering wheel. So you can control your volume, you can mute the radio, you can go from AM, FM, satellite radio. You can easily do that on the back side, so you don't have to reach over, and they are in a nice position. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the front portion of the sunroof, so that way we can just see what it's like with that open. But just cruising at about 40 miles an hour, very quiet on the inside. It is super bright out right now, that's why I'm squinting, but the wind noise doesn't seem to be bothersome. It's not like crazy, making my hair go everywhere. It's not down in the cabin or anything. There is about 4 or 5 inches between my head and the sunroof, which is nice. There's a wind deflector here, so really the wind is about a foot taller than my head. So it's very composed on the inside. There's not a lot of wind noise. So if you do want to have that down, very nice, comfortable ride. You don't have to worry about having it open. Obviously it's designed to do that, but again, it's a very nice and quiet ride. Even with it open, we can go ahead and close it just to see the difference. As you could tell, other than the GoPro probably changing in the audio quality, I'm not yelling. I didn't have to yell with that open. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for the test drive in the 2019 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. Huge shout out again to Benson, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this for me today. I will have their website in the description below. Definitely check them out. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.